Oh, purr. Okay. Ooh. See, I got something new today. I have an umbrella. Look at that. Perfect for the rain or for, you know, if it's just a little bit too sunny. Oh. He's over there now. You didn't see it, but he was like sitting over here just like gnawing at my leg. Dahlia and I really need to name this thing. I can't just keep calling it Capybara. I'll be so cute. Okay. Oh. That's much better. Mail. I don't think that's meant for me. I already have one of my own. It's my house too. Dahlia forgot to put my name on there. Okay. Oh my god. Oh. I did not go up. What just fucking happened? Okay. We need to go check on... Oh! This umbrella is actually so cute. I should start selling umbrellas. I could sell umbrellas for anyone else who cannot touch water or the rain or the sun. It might be useful. Just perhaps. Okay. There we go. And, okay. So this is progress on... That's my fireworks. This is progress on the boutique so far. We have, forget the notification. Okay. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm also sure she did not mean to. How could you forget someone like me? She was probably just in a rush. But, this is boutique so far. I think it's going pretty well. We have the front one. We've done a bit of the roof. The roof is slowly getting completed. We have windows and walls. I need to finish that wall, do the windows, and figure out what to do with the back. But I hope you guys can see the vision here. I want this part up here to be like a little catwalk, have this entire area for working, and then have like a little catwalk there. I think that'd be cute. Yes, I did notice that chest. I'm ignoring it for now. I need to keep my thoughts one thought at a time, or I'm going to get distracted. Okay. Well, now I'm done being distracted. Doctor's note from Construct. Dahlia. Oh, shit. I'm so glad I have an umbrella. Well, this seems to be undercover anyway, so... Oh, doctor's note. Gross. I don't like going to the doctors. All the prodding and poking, ugh. Okay. Oh. Dear Woe, I'm contacting you because you have not had your checkup yet, as this is mandatory. We'll see about that mandatory. I'm hoping to see you shortly, as these are for your own health and safety, as well as others. I look forward to seeing you soon. Best wishes, Construct. Ugh. Put that up there for now. I don't want to go to the doctors, though. I want to. That's... doctors. Gross. We'll see about that mandatory thing. No one can make me go. No one can force me to go. I will just say no. What if I just don't live in the city? If I don't live in the city, what are they gonna do about it? I'll just live out here, not in the city. And everything will be fine. It is sunny. Why is it raining? Is that not the sun I see right there? At least it looks so cute with my umbrella. Look at this thing. Ah. Okay, back under. I don't want to waste all of my... I don't want to get wet. I could topple them. That is an option. I can just go, no. Nuh-uh. And what are they going to do about it? Nothing. They cannot force me to go. They cannot force me to go to the doctors. That is stupid. Fox rain. What is fox rain? Ugh, fox. Fox, they're stupid creatures. Foxes. Gosh, will this end soon? I want to go places, but I'm kind of stuck here. I do have my umbrella, but I don't want to get my little feet wet. I don't wear shoes. I'm gonna get my little feet wet. My feet. I'm not sure if Dahlia has any towels. Yes, my little feet. I'm going to get my little grippers wet. Unbelievable, I know. I just need this rain to stop. I just need this rain to stop. I know, I am such a poor thing. I'm glad you've noticed. I am just simply a little damsel in distress. Oh, I saw someone. On your way? Well, alright. Alright, little spirit, whatever you say. I can do a little bit of work here, I guess. I don't want to go too far. Oh, is it stopping? No, I'm just delusional. What's new? Where's my scaffolding? I put my scaffolding away. Let me find my scaffolding. No. Bamboo. It would be bamboo. Put this up a little. Okay, what are the dimensions of this needed? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. 1, 2, 3. Oh dear. This first one needs to be... like this. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put that there. I can build this all along. And 1, 2. 1, 2. It should be 5 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay. Do that on the other side. Oh no. And I fucking missed. I did not jump high enough. This rain is really wanting to take me out. What did I just fucking do? I just fucking dropped a log. I'm feeling a little clumsy today, it seems. The rain, everything is slipping out of my little hands. This. Oh, and there it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, something's wrong here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I figured it out, finally. Oh, now it's getting dark. I need to put more torches up here. I guess we can figure out what to do with the back now, or I can finish on my fucking windows. I might finish on my fucking windows. There, that there. Window. Where would that be? Window. Window? Window,
Having troubles?
Whoa! Hello?
Above.
Oh. Hello. What are you doing up there? Why do you have a broom?
A broom? You mean, yes? What about the broom?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's simply for transportation, of course.
What a means of transportation that is.
Well, to be fair, it's one out of a set of 4. I've seemed to have misplaced the other ones, but
Oh no.
it does help with getting around. I mean, comparatively so, at least for those who can't fly.
I suppose so. I don't think I've ever seen a broom fucking fly.
Really? You've never seen a
No.
broom fly like that? Oh, wow.
That is such a concept to me.
Yeah, so a concept only attached to witches, am I right?
I suppose. I've yet to see a witch. Are you a witch?
Oh no, by no means am I a witch. At least I'd like to classify myself maybe a warlock.
A warlock. What's the difference?
I think the pointy nose, I believe that's a start.
I suppose. No need to burn you at the stake then.
Ah, perfect. See, I'm glad I'm not. You,
umbrella.
having some troubles?
No, I've got it figured out. Just my umbrella is very wet and the water's going to start leaking through soon.
Ah, I see.
should
Well,
dry it
this
off.
is a terrible day, considering this was, I guess, the day that we were going on an outing. We can always reschedule.
We were going on an outing today? We were going on an outing today! That's why you're here. I totally remember that.
Yes. Yeah, today is the
100%. I
day.
remember that. Yep.
I see. You just possibly got lost in the work of your boutique, which is coming along very well, actually.
Thank you. I've been doing a lot of work on it. I've done mostly the front. You may have noticed that the back is nowhere near complete.
Yes. Well, I mean, for all things considered, it's still coming along very great.
Thank you. I'm very happy with how it's turning out.
Well, considering it's raining like this, maybe you could consider taking a break?
Perhaps I don't want my umbrella to break from the amount of rain. It's been raining for ages.
I've noticed that we've been having somewhat of a forecast for some time, actually.
Yes.
Don't know why that's been the case, but I don't know. I haven't had the chance to really understand how the weather works here.
Sometimes it rains, sometimes it doesn't.
Still,
I'm not
that
sure.
is
There doesn't
odd.
seem to be anything controlling the weather up there. It just kind of happens.
But isn't that odd? This realm takes the water that was once on the land, throws it in the sky, and then pours down again?
Yes, that's how it tends to work.
Yeah.
That's how it's been working since I last remember, at least.
Well, I guess you do have to consider that I have not come into rain, considering my position where I was.
Right.
So forgive me on that part, but I can also see how much of a nuisance it's been.
Oh, very
For-
much so.
Well,
Oh, never mind. There is no more rain.
well, I guess I just wanted a little bit of attention.
Oh,
Very nice.
at least this umbrella's almost dry. It'll be dry in a moment, and then I can put it away.
Right.
Dry off already.
Well, you have been busy. It seems.
Very much so.
Yes. Oh, have the supplies been helping you?
They have been, I swear, probably at least half of this is all resources I've gotten from you. I
Considering
wake up one day and then there's a giant chest just full of dark oak wood and I go, where the fuck did you get this? How
Listen,
much
I tried to help
deforestation
Marco.
have you done?
Would you be surprised if it's just the same tree over and over again?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that I did not think about that. That,
That is
yeah.
fair. So you're having a bit of trouble setting up the windows?
No, I was having trouble making the windows, but now I've got a bunch.
Ah.
I did not remember how to make the windows, and now I've remembered how to make the windows. But that's a problem for later. We have our outing, so I'll put all my stuff away.
Oh, right. Here, well, let me go ahead and take off my hood.
There.
The rain has been very abundant, I will say. It's been hard to get any
Right.
work done.
Yes, it's been raining so much recently, I don't know what happened.
Well, this could be the perfect time for me to catch you up on recent events that have been happening.
Oh? What's happened recently?
Yes.
Would you like to take a walk?
Oh, I think I'd be delighted to take a walk. You
Right.
have a lot to catch up on, that is for
Oh.
sure.
I didn't think I missed that much.
Oh, I'd say, well, what was last you remembered? At least what you could recall.
The last, important thing is, when we were first talking, when we first met, that's the last I heard of anything that was... Oh, yeah, you put that there. The remote mailbox. But,
Yeah.
the last important thing I remember is when we first spoke. And then, as of recently, everything has just been going pretty smoothly.
I see. Well,
I've seen some people here and there, but nothing big has happened.
there have been a lot of events recently that have been happening, actually.
Oh, what's been happening?
Well, where to start?
Is there really that much I missed?
Quite a bit, actually.
Oh,
a lot of
dear.
things. Is this place still open? Sure, we could stop here at the tavern for a bit.
Pearls on the
Right.
table.
Yes, there's been also a very big spike of, infants? Babies?
I've noticed that. They cry all the time like little bitches. I go, oh my gosh. Shut up.
Oh, yes. I don't know why it's, the season for, children, but...
I could not tell you.
Well, aside from that news, there's been a lot of things happening. Let's see. I finally got to speak with Tenebris himself.
Have you not done that yet?
No, surprisingly not. I have not had a moment to have a one-on-one conversation, despite we both work the night guard. We haven't really
Hey.
come into contact.
They are interesting. Very
Oh.
interesting, I would say.
I'd say so. I'd say yes, exactly. I think from what I've gathered and what you know, I guess we can start with Oru and their theories about their portal
yes.
being sabotaged.
Yes.
Seems that Tenebris is off the list at this point.
Oh, why so?
Well, it's hard to gauge, but I think Oru had said something along the lines of, it seems that there's still people out there, and it wouldn't make sense for him to be hiding in plain sight. It's... You know how Oru goes. There's a lot of...
Yes. Always has been such a little detective, that one. Always making theories about the world around them.
That's true. I mean, from what I've heard from him, you've known him for a long time, along with Deli.
I've known him his entire life.
Really? Since he
Yes,
was...
I remember. I remember when he was just so little, so very little,
Is that so?
crying all of the time.
Ah, yes. As babies tend to do.
Yes, I realized this.
Well, aside from that, his theory said that it didn't hold up well. So he decided to dismiss it. Still on, I guess, what I considered a silly goose chase at this point, looking for somebody who sabotaged the portal, but, I don't think that's my place to say, I guess. However, we also came into contact with someone else who was a part of our group.
Oh, really?
Yes, their name was Callan.
Ah.
Odd individual, very physically adept.
Remember
Their strength-
Casman?
They are Casman.
Ah. I see.
I've not had, I guess, the grace to know them very well. But I do know somewhat of them, at least from what I can recall back in the end, and some of Chasma. Yes, their strength terrifies me. For someone
Dear.
of their stature, I don't believe that amount of strength should be withheld in somebody, but
Terrifying. What made them so strong?
I could not tell you, but perhaps maybe you could get to talk to them one-on-one eventually. I mean, I know they're
Maybe.
around now. They're in town.
Oh,
They
then
actually
perhaps let's stop by.
live right across Delhi, actually.
Oh. I did notice that was being constructed. I was wondering who that was.
Oh, yes, we thought it'd be best for them to stay within the city walls instead of a small little, be it well-put campsite near the city walls. At least to have a proper head count of all the people that are here. We had them arrive, and then from there, showed them around Delhi, and them had actually finished getting their checkups from Construct.
Ooh, yes, those.
I think... Wait a minute. Whoa, have you gotten a checkup? I see. Well, that's not my place to put
I
anything.
refuse to
I
do one of
suppose.
those. I've
Oh, is
received a
that
letter.
so?
I received a letter this morning saying it was mandatory for me to do one, and I disagree. Mandatory is a subjective word, and I disagree.
Oh, but I'm pretty sure, just like me, they're just after such a pristine dragon as yourself to ensure that you're well.
I am fine. I am very well.
Yes. Do you know what's going on your insides 24/7?
Well, no, but I have a good guess. I don't know. I'm not in severe pain, so I'm probably fine.
Then I suppose a simple checkup shouldn't have hurt, right? No?
No. They could try to get me in that clinic, but I am not budging.
Well, be careful. It seems that Construct has been on a bit of a warpath trying to get people, at least when it came to Delhi. So, it would be interesting to see that, though, trying to have them wrangle a dragon into the clinic.
It will not be happening. It will not. I refuse. I refuse. There will be no one or nothing that will convince me to do one of those.
Well, by all means, that is your decision. I just hope that, nothing bad happens, at least when they're considering having it to be mandatory. But,
Nothing.
no.
I refuse. I refuse. I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Listen, I'm with you 100%. If you don't want to, you don't want to.
Exactly. And that is the way it's going to be. Unless I'm in severe need of medical aid, I do not plan to step into the clinic at all.
I see. Okay. Well, after getting those two diagnosed, nothing much came of anything else. There is the secret meeting spot, by the way, that Oru had constructed.
So I've heard that's been completed. Haven't had a chance to check it out though.
I think we are going to have a meeting here soon. He's trying to gather people so that we can discuss simply what the next course of action is. And sorry, if I am to be fully transparent with you, I've been biting my tongue just a bit with this whole conversation. It's
Feel free to speak your mind. I don't mind.
You sure? I mean...
I try to keep myself a neutral party.
It's just been very hard considering the way things have been, considering the whole Chasma and Umbra divide. I'll say this much. Nothing too out of the blue, but I've talked with Tenebris, and I believe the allegations that Oru is basing his portal being sabotaged is just... Well, it holds no substance. I'd like to say, at least.
Right.
In my opinion. Well, it wouldn't make sense. Who could sabotage with something like that, and especially that category of magic? Technological advancements. I only know a few handful of people that even begin to engage with that kind of scripture. So, who could go in there, have the time to understand the portal, and then sabotage it?
Right.
I don't mean to throw, I guess you could say, daggers or any kind of ill will, but I think Oru is simply wasting his time by trying to grasp at straws in the dark here. That's just my theory, of course.
Right. I suppose I can agree with you a little bit on it. It's a bit much, but knowing him, I do believe that he's just looking for someone to blame for what happened to his father.
I mean, listen, as much as I am from one professional to another, if something is at your own fault, I feel like you should own up to it. And he did say that the portal was a rush job. And as much as Oru is a man of the facts, I believe that is something he is severely overlooking. I think he should look at it was a rush job. A lot of things were not out of place. And you also have to consider that his father had passed. He was in an emotional state of, chaos. So maybe something wasn't tuned right. Maybe something wasn't properly put together. But I'd like to say that maybe he just didn't do a final check when it came to the portal.
Perhaps that might be the case.
Regardless,
it's very plausible. To me, it doesn't seem very man-made, but I'm willing to listen to anyone who has a theory. It looks just like an explosion to me, really. Could have very well just been an accident.
Exactly. I think I'm more just precedent on what we came here to do in the first place, and that's to stop the source of our magic fleeing from our realm. I think if we can just avoid trying to find this ghost of a person, I think we could focus our resources and energy into trying to find out what is happening to our magic and why it's missing. I mean, granted, I know Oru is coming up with a theory that the same person that sabotaged us is also for the same person that's, pulling from the realm, taking our magic, but it's jumps and leaps. It doesn't have sound and structure, which is a bit off. At least in my way that I see it.
I can get behind that.
Sorry, I'm not so used to talking to another Umbra about another Umbra. Usually that would land me maybe a punch or a kick, or probably a spell casted on me back in our realm, but still.
Yes, I try to remain neutral on all of it. We're in a new place now, there's no use holding old grudges.
Yes, that's what I'd like, but it still seems like even for some, that's still a bit of a tainted thought in many. At least
I'm not originally Umbran anyway, so I don't hold much of the sentiment.
That is fair. I did have to put that into consideration. I did overlook that. Forgive me. But
no, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
What can I say? Your presence just has me in shambles right now with my own thoughts.
Oh. I see. I tend to do that.
Yes, considering that, again, you are a dragon. I'm sorry, it's just been weighing on me for so long. I understand Deli and Oru have known you, right, for so long, but still, even for that amount of time that they've known you for the whole life, you're still a dragon. Have they not known exactly the intricacies of who you are? Your species, where you came from? What happened after the mother of all dragons from our realm left after the divide from Nebulous? What was life like that for you? What? There's just so... Sorry, I'm rambling.
No,
Sorry.
no, that's fine. That's fine. I like hearing you talk.
Forgive me. I think we should probably change it into a more lighter subject, a more positive one besides what's happening here, but I did want to take this moment to get to know you more. Well, especially not just as a person, but your life, your history, what it's like to be who you are. It's just, you only get chances like this so many times, and I would hate to waste this chance to get to know you.
Right. I'm glad you're so intrigued. I don't have many people who are as intrigued as you are.
And that's what's so shocking. I don't know why. I even if, like I said, especially for Oru in his whole lifetime, yes, he's known you. There's nothing new to perceive. I feel like as much as a lot of people, at least I think Delhi, like to lump me and Oru in the same category, I think the way that we think and our methods are just a bit different. And I feel like even if I have known you for the life that I've lived, I feel like there's still things I would get to know on a new day about you. I feel like every day is a chance to learn something new.
Oh yeah, well, there is a lot. So I have a lot to share.
Well, do you mind starting from the beginning?
From the beginning. Oh wow, that's a long time ago.
Well, we have plenty of drinks and snacks for the full night, it seems.
I suppose we do. Gosh, okay. Well... where do I even start?
Do you remember your birth?
Ah, yes, a little. That was... Oh my gosh, that's so long ago. Talking to people here makes me feel so old.
Yes?
Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm being distracted. There are a bunch of spirits talking to me, and my gosh.
Oh!
My gosh. Calm down. Calm down. Down.
Yes?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No, it's fine.
I have a tendency to see spirits sometimes.
Oh, I see. Has this always been an occurrence?
Yes. Yes, it has.
Are they normally good or bad?
Normally good. I get a mix of the two. I tend to have good karma follow me, so I tend to get good spirits with it.
Oh, well, that's good.
But my gosh, do they love saying things.
Yes, what things are they saying?
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I will keep my
Alrighty.
mouth shut.
I'll take your word on it.
Right, I was talking about myself.
Yes.
Well, I am a kind of dragon called a Qinglong. Yes, it translates roughly into Jade Dragon.
Okay.
I believe, yes. That's about the translation to it.
Interesting.
I'm originally from the overworld.
Oh.
A long, long time ago. I could not tell you how many years ago, but many years ago.
Right. Okay.
I lived on a very, very tall mountain. Very tall, above the clouds. In a village full of creatures like myself, other dragons of my type. In a little village, and what we had done is we had a set, what would I call it? I guess district. We watched over all of the little towns and all the little villages on the ground near the mountain. We watched over. They saw us as practically divine protectors, who, if they did good things, we would give them good gifts.
Ah, I see.
Yes, we also brought them the weather, which is why I'm surprised that no longer there is things up in the sky controlling the weather. It seems to act on its own now. But what we used to do is we'd have each family in the village in charge of a different part of the weather cycle. When it was time for it to rain, the family in charge of that would push in all of those rain clouds and use their magic to summon the rain. So, the people down there could have their crops watered. When it was time for it to be sunny, the family in charge of that would, push the clouds away and bring on a nice sunny day.
Oh, okay.
Yes, my family didn't have the coolest role, I suppose. It wasn't like rain or anything, or sunshine. We were in charge of the fog.
Oh, the fog. And when
Yes.
did that usually procure? Because it seems like every house had a certain time or certain event for things. When would your family be called into action?
Typically in the morning, when it was the colder season of the year. We used to sit there and wait on the ground, watching the sun rise and then roll in the fog. Yes.
Well, I think that plays an important role. You at least lay out some water for the foundation of the grass, the morning dew.
Yes.
I think you play an important role, just as the other houses did.
Yes, and I did that for many, many years. There were my parents. I had an older brother and a younger sister. And our parents passed on the tradition to us, let us take control of it for a while, although, admittedly, mostly it was my older brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
he did most of the work. My little sister would be sitting there playing with the bushes and whatever animal she could find. Always in the mud, that one.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, do you remember their names? If it's been too long, I don't mind you not having
No,
the
no.
answers now.
I remember my little sister. Her name was Wei. That's W-E-I, I believe in English.
W-E-I? Yes, okay.
Yes, and my older brother was Chu, which is X-I-U. Chu.
Ah, I see. Oh,
Yes.
so you had an older brother and a younger sister. Right.
And we used to do the whole fog thing together for a while. Yeah, it was mostly my older brother who did the most most work, I would be sitting there. That's why I really started developing passion for like art and stuff. Because it would just take so long. And I got bored eventually and started sketching out the scenery around me. I started learning small hobbies like drawing and knitting, all that sort of thing, and I eventually got into sewing. And I would spend a lot of that time waiting in the morning, just drawing up things, sewing together little outfits. It was fun. My siblings were basically just my little models at that point.
Oh, well, that is very interesting. Did you have a certain moment that just clicked for you? The moment that you felt like this was the path that you wanted to take for your art and clothes making, to be a tailor?
Oh, well, I'm not too sure. It just kind of became a hobby of mine one day, and I kept on doing it, getting better, getting lots of compliments from people in the village, and I decided that, maybe this is what I'm made for. I felt very passionate for the subject all of a sudden. I don't believe there was one certain event that sparked it. It was kind of a slowly building thing.
Yes, okay. Oh, that is interesting. Let's see here. Right, and then so this build... And then from there, what happened when this passion started becoming more? How did you exactly end up in the end?
Well, quite a story that one is. Well, I eventually confronted the people in my village, telling them that I need to leave. I need to leave this little village in the mountain. I want to go down, and I want to go make great things. I want to share my passion, and they didn't really like that, you know, when you come from a long line, a long village of, you know, divine protectors. You're kind of expected to stay there, have a family, keep the line going, protect, and to, you know, the whole guardian thing,
So
bless people with fortune and weather, but eventually I was like, nope, I'm just going to leave.
So sort of a tradition kind of lifestyle in a way, where you have to hold up your traditions and pass on from there.
Yes, very.
Well, hey, I mean, I'm glad you broke from those traditions, because then I wouldn't have the grace of meeting you here today.
So, I eventually left, despite everyone telling me not to, and I've never really spoken to my family since.
Oh. You think you could possibly see them again here?
Well, now that I'm back in the overworld, possibly, but I would have to search a long way to find them.
Well,
because judging from the architecture here, I don't believe I'm anywhere close to where I used to live. Or if that place even exists anymore. It's been so many years.
Yes, I will say we are definitely not in the mountain ranges. That's more towards, I believe, the western side. And even so, that's still quite a few out. So, well, as a side note, I guess I can put here, if you do need somebody to help you, I wouldn't mind trying to see if I could find possibly any remnants or leads to that. I mean,
perhaps. It would be interesting seeing if that place still existed after all this time.
I like to believe that even plenty of years, if it still doesn't stand, there might be some kind of legacy left behind.
Perhaps. Perhaps there will be. But yes, I ended up leaving. I found small little villages. And eventually started sharing my work, moving up to bigger and bigger cities. I eventually got accepted into a school of sorts for the arts.
Oh, the arts. Actually, hold on. That leads me to my next question.
Yes.
This isn't your true form, is it?
No, it's not.
I was curious whether or not you had the magic to shapeshift, which, to this degree, is very telling, because I don't think many people out there who are worth their salt in magic can perform something like this, especially considering how big dragons could be. So
Yes, no, I do have the ability to shapeshift. I started taking on this form a lot more when I moved into like actual cities and stuff, but because if you try to fit a fucking dragon into a small little dense city, because cities tended to be really dense where I was from, I would break a lot of things. It's much easier to design clothing when you have hands, I've realized.
That makes sense. I hope this isn't a bit too personal, but could you give a rough estimate of how big your dragon form would be?
Oh. Not sure if I'd be still the same size as it used to be. I don't really use it as often as I did, especially because I'm not sure what counts as illegal magic or not. So I've been avoiding it.
Right.
There wasn't much space for me to use it in the end either, so I'm not sure if it would have retained its size or shrunk down.
That is true.
With Qinglong dragons specifically, the thing with us is that we can only really keep our kind of dragon-like traits by using them often. If I wasn't, or like if you're not raised by dragons like yourself, then you tend to lose a lot of that ability if you're not nurtured.
I see.
Yes, I tend to use my magic enough that my horns stay as long as they typically are, but yes, if I start to stop using it, then my horns will shrink down.
Oh, I see. So they just tend to recede? So
yes.
After time, would you just be considered a regular human?
Well, not really regular human. I would still... There are some traits that cannot go away, like my eyes. Those would change. I would probably become shorter.
Oh, I see. Huh.
Yes, there's some physical features that are just the way it is, but things that grow in, like talons and horns, tails, would start to go away.
Ah, I see. Oh, well, that is curious. I mean, yeah, it makes sense considering those traits, if not, I guess, regimented, would cease to kind of be prominent.
I think I would cry if my horns became little stubs.
Well, I'll make sure to keep you updated whether or not to see if they've shrunk any.
Oh no.
But they seem perfectly fine for the time being.
Yes, I think they are okay, but as for the dragon, I could not give you an actual estimate. Last I remember, big.
Big, right.
Big.
Okay, I'll just put that in all caps then. Big. And an underline. There we go.
Big, underlined.
Underline, there we go. I would bold it if I could. Well, I was just curious on some of those details, and I guess another one would be, when you form into this humanoid form, exactly how was that process? Is it like, did you use somebody as inspiration, or did you just feel the body out? Like, your form now, was it someone that you've once seen before, or was it something that just came naturally?
Part of it was inspiration. Part of it was more natural, like the color of my horns, the color of my ears, my hands and feet, that all is just kind of natural with stuff that comes from my dragon itself. But things like my hair and what I decide to wear is all kind of design choice. From watching people enough, I could get a estimate of, ooh, okay, that's what people kind of look like. I can aim for that. I think I've done a pretty good job at referencing.
I mean, considering how some of your, I guess you could say, clothing sets have come out, I can see you've done very well and have excellent eyes.
Thank you. I take a lot of pride in what I do.
And it shows. It's more than just something that is simply just talent. At this point, it's a gift that you've honed and you've nurtured. You know, especially for somebody who came from a descendant of traditions where you manipulate weather to obtain another skill like this. It's just miraculous. You know?
I'm glad you can appreciate it.
Yes, of course. Actually, that leads me into another question here.
Yes.
Sorry, I have a lot of side questions here.
Would you like me to answer this question or finish my story?
You know, finish your story and I will save these questions. I
Right.
hate to interrupt you.
Yes, so got accepted to the school. I learned a lot more professional stuff. I met a bunch of people. Eventually I started getting noticed by the royal court of the district I was in. And they offered me a job, and I started tailoring for a lot of the younger princesses there who were waiting in line for the emperor to die so they could take his fucking throne.
I see, yes.
You know, that's how it tends to go.
As the cycle goes.
Yes, worked for royalty for a little while, got close to someone, but that's an entirely unrelated story. And eventually, after that was all done, I decided that I needed to start somewhere new. A lot of things happened there, and I thought that maybe I need time away from this place, and I ended up coming to Umbra and starting my life there. I met Dahlia pretty early on, and we got very close. And then the story just kind of goes from there. It's kind of a change going from this big, well-known designer who designed things for literal royalty into just small-town tailor in a town where no one has heard of me before.
Oh.
But
That is an excellent story.
it was nice. It was nice actually getting to know my customers, seeing this small town and how it grew over time. Yes, so it was nice. It was very nice. It's cold. And then I developed a fucking water allergy somehow.
Right. I was about to say
I
that
got
was...
to Umbra and then I developed an allergy to water and I can no longer eat a lot of food and I don't know why.
Got it. I will write that down. Umbra makes you hydrophobic and no longer acquiring taste for other foods.
I don't know what happened. I just showed up and and eventually the water started hurting more and more and now I'm like completely allergic to it. I touch it and I go, ow, what the fuck?
Well, I do have a theory.
Yes?
I mean, it's just me. At least I know how some households are well with traditions. And maybe perhaps since the family that you had once held traditions highly with perhaps felt a bit dismissed. And maybe that's why you've probably developed this hurt of water. You think possibly your family has something to do with it?
That is possible. Oh. Unbelievable, those guys. Unbelievable.
Well,
If they are
even
that
if
petty to
so-
give me a fucking water allergy because I left them for my career. Oh,
Oh, it seems like they got a bit hurt that you didn't want to do the fog in the morning, so I guess they gave you a water allergy.
unbelievable. Now I can't even touch the fog. What's their fucking plan?
Oh, well, like I said, you know, I have been, I guess, perusing a lot lately around these lands. Maybe I could try and keep that noted for me when I go and do my research, I guess. I call them little hikes, but still. At least knowing the names of your brother and sister, maybe that could help out in the long run. But again, I just thought it'd be interesting to see where this leads. As for the food, I don't know about that one. I could try to give you a
neither.
theory, but
Me neither.
I mean, what were some of the foods you used to eat before this had happened?
Ooh. We ate I ate a lot of... Well, I already ate primarily meat.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also a big fan of lemongrass. Oh, lemongrass. I miss lemongrass.
Can you not eat it now?
No, I cannot.
Oh, a shame.
Lemongrass was nice. I had a lot of rice. But primarily meat, so not much has changed, but I stare at some of the desserts I've seen people make here and I go, huh,
Oh,
that
are you
looks
not
so
able?
good. And I can't eat them.
You can't eat any of the desserts, really?
One day I will be free. One day.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, there are some that I believe you could have a taste, or have you tried and it just doesn't leave a good feeling in your stomach?
Kind of that, yes.
I see. Well, I do have some food that you could try tasting. Sorry, it's just that I have been talking to some of the vendors here lately. There is word of trying to I forgot what their name was. I think it was I can't remember. But it was an odd man, the one that does the cooking around here, at least at one of the vending shops. He was trying to see if he could try and incorporate a more carnivorous diet after noticing a lot of the people here have, I guess, more cravings for meat rather than...
Yes.
But he did say that he was going to try and incorporate something of dessert styles, but with meat. So possibly that could go somewhere. I could keep you updated on it.
That would be lovely. I would love that.
I'd have to talk to them. I'm trying to remember their name, though. I think it was Theodore. Have to remember. Sorry, my brain's just been all over the place lately. So many things happening. I've been having to also tend to the night guard duty, and Tenebris shows up every now and then, and the others, well, I don't know. I know Dahlia
right.
at least shows up every now and then, but yes.
I love Dahlia.
Right, how did you and Deli actually meet?
Well, I came to Umbra and... Well, she's naturally the leader of Umbra, so I got acquainted with her pretty easily, and... I don't know, something about us, we just kind of clicked pretty early on, and eventually I started... Or she started coming into me, looking for stuff to get tailored, and from just, from consensual visits into me dragging her into my boutique, that is how we developed friendship.
Oh, that's quite fair.
She
Nice.
consensually came once, just to check it out, and from then I started dragging her physically into the boutique.
Oh, yes, Deli is a very interesting person. It seems like their main focus, from what I've seen of a lot of people, is she likes to be dragged a lot. I don't know if that's something she just prefers or just needs that extra push, but it's just something I've noticed.
What do you mean by likes to be dragged a lot?
Well, there was
Who
the
else is
clinic.
dragging my girl?
Oru seems to be dragging her quite a bit.
Oru. My girl.
Yes. Well, I mean, consider it. I do believe that she is trying to take a break from the whole leader situation. So I could see where she is trying to take a back. But I also see how the others try to drag her for things to, I guess, keep in
Yes.
pace with...
She tends to overwork herself a lot, so anytime we need her to do anything, we almost have to drag her everywhere.
That is fair. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's all in good intentions. It's just a theme I've been noticing. I've been keeping notes of a lot of things happening here lately for just such an occasion.
Right. Anyhow, but that's the end of my story. If you have any more questions, this is your chance to ask questions now.
Ah, perfect. All right. Let's see, we've already talked about the dragon size. The curse is something we talked about as well. Again, that is a wild chance there for your family traditions gave you a curse of hydrophobia, but still.
Perhaps.
Mayhaps. We'll see where that goes. Right, okay. I've caught you up with all the current events, no? Everything that's happened.
Yes, I believe so.
Callan, the checkup, Tenebris. Oh, right. Have you noticed any oddities with Tenebris as of lately, besides the norm?
How do I... Okay. Oh my, Tenebris. Well, I had quite the encounter with Tenebris as of recently.
Oh?
Now, you did not hear this from me. Did not hear this from me. I did say I wouldn't tell anybody.
Right. I mean, if I had a second
I've already
blindfold,
told
I'd
two
put it around
people,
my
but I
mouth.
promised I wouldn't tell anybody else. Did you know Tenebris is a vampire? And you didn't hear this from me.
That theory holds true very well.
But I pressured that information out of him after he tried to tell me how to make waffle fries. And he tossed me the salt, saying he could not touch it, so I was like, that's odd. So I surrounded him in salt, and he could not walk over it, and every time he tried to break it, he would get hurt.
Ah, I see. That leads to a lot of things I was actually having earlier happen. I talked to Oru about this and just kept it as points of interest that Tenebris seemed to not like salt and or garlic, which are very big tells about something, so...
Yes, and so things kind of derailed from that point on. Vampires tend to like blood. And so Tenebris looked at me after he told me and confirmed he was a vampire and went, "Could I have your blood?" And I go, "What?" He goes, "Whoa, darling, could I have your blood?" And I go, "Oh, okay." Now, normally I would go with the typical, "Oh, take me out to dinner first," but I was intrigued to see where this would go. Okay, very intrigued. So I explained, "Oh, that's probably not a good idea. My blood tends to be very, very toxic." And he goes, no, it's fine. Trust me." And I go, "Okay." So he takes my hand, and oh my gosh, it's interesting saying this out loud now. He takes my hand, bites my finger, and starts sucking on my finger. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? But I'm just seeing what will happen. And eventually, and like, my blood tends to glow, and he is a shadow. So naturally, he got repelled by the glow of my blood. And I was like, ooh, yeah, that'll happen sometimes. And so you know what he decides to do?
What?
He tries it again! Like a fucking idiot. And I'm playing along like, "Oh, wow, you're so sweet, don't you want some more?" And I keep playing along, because I'm like, this is really interesting. And I'm not sure. I might have gotten him accidentally hooked on the taste of my blood, despite it hurting him. I might have gotten him hooked on biting my finger and licking my blood off of it.
Okay, first...
I think he might be in love with me.
I was going to say... Interesting. I mean, from what I've heard, at least from some other people, apparently taking one's blood is a sign of courtship, so...
That is what I think is happening. That is what I think is happening here.
I don't... Where does that come from? At least, I don't know why people are talking about it, but why is taking one's blood a sign of courtship?
I don't know, but he started taking my blood, proceeded to get hurt by it, do it again, like 2 other times, and then proceed to talk about, like, my beauty and making some very obvious comments and jokes towards me, and I'm like, am I being courted right now?
Oh. You might want to check just in case. On the off chance that you accidentally court Tenebrous back.
I'm not trying to, I'm just playing along for fun, but I'm worried that I'm accidentally also courting him. And he thinks that we're both courting each other, but that is not what is happening right here. I could convince him that I am, and that would be pretty funny.
Are you going to stop the moment you start hearing wedding bells? Well...
We'll see when we get there.
I see. Very well. And also, you haven't had any effects of vampirism?
Nope.
Oh. Interesting. Well, I mean, that makes sense.
It's so interesting. I'm playing along to see where this will take me. So, we'll see what happens from this. Yeah, I've gotten him to speak a bit about his, like, origins and the whole shadow thing.
Oh, right. I was curious about that.
So it's a good source of information, I guess, but I'm not sure what I'd use this information for.
Well, like I said, Oru had already made the judgment call that apparently Tenebrous was not the one behind the sabotage, so... I guess there's no use in having that information.
No.
Well, it's a possibility that they may have fallen in love with you, but maybe it's also a possibility that they are doing exactly what you're doing and trying to see where this all goes and what information they can get out of you, no?
That is also a possibility. I didn't think about that one.
I think you were having a little bit too fun in the game there, weren't you?
The attention's nice, I will say.
I mean, at this point, I don't believe somebody as your caliber should have to be begging for attention. Again, you are a dragon, but it seems that I'm the only one who's taken note of that, apparently. Right. Well, I think the other notes are... Before all of this, when you had come into the end... Did you know it as Umbra and Chasma, or as Nebulous? I'm assuming the divide after, considering you said you went to Umbra with Delhi and had made contact.
It was after the divide. I heard about Nebulous, but I didn't really arrive until shortly after it. Pretty close together, but not during it.
During it. That is true. Well, because I was going to say, did you know about the mother dragon herself? The dragon above all dragons, at least.
I've heard
from
of
our
her.
realm.
How dragons worked in the realm of Nebulous is very different than how they did on the overworld.
That is true.
But we are partially intertwined, partially related.
Okay, that was my next question. I was trying to see if there's any relevance or relation to that, because...
It is relevant, but we are very different kinds of dragons, but ultimately we are the same species, about.
Right, because I was curious, because at first, being heard that you were a dragon from Umbra, I had only made the assumption that, again, you were under that system that comes from the mother dragon herself. But it's good to know that there's two different systems, and that also you're from here, in the overworld.
I am.
But right. I just wanted to see if you had any information relating to her and the disappearance and where she had gone and such, so...
No, I've heard old tales of her, but I could not tell you what happened to her.
Damn shame. Even some of the, registries and articles that we had back in Nebulous didn't have anything. So, was hoping I could get a bit more information about dragons, but that's fine. I'm
Eh,
okay with that.
If I remember anything about it, I'll let you know.
Yes, please do. Please. I will do anything for that information. It would be wonderful.
Anything.
Yes, anything. Whoa. Knowledge to me is no barter for any kind of other exception. Whatever you request of me, I will do for that knowledge.
No, shut up, you. Okay. Well,
Yes.
good to know. Get to know.
Yes. Oh, right. I guess I should, I guess I should start giving you a bit more about myself then, as well.
Perhaps if you have no more questions or want to save those for later, then yeah, you're free to tell me whatever you want.
Oh, right. I was actually going to request something of you. If that is alright. Some
Of
service.
Depends what kind of service we're talking.
Well, I would tell you, but...
That owl just stuck its feathers in your face.
Yes, that was... Right, Interesting.
Interesting.
Right, the services I inquire are something that you are very skilled and adept at, I'm sure you already know. Whoa. Would you do me the honor of making me a new set of clothes?
Yes. I would love to.
Oh,
That is
thank
totally
you.
what I thought we were talking about, clothes. Yes, I would love to. I would love to. I would love to.
Right. Right. Yes, clothes. So, as much
What?
as it seems that, huh?
Huh?
What? Huh?
What?
Huh? What? Right.
Clothes! Clothes!
Clothing.
Yes, clothes.
Right. I think I need water now instead of this ale. So, as much as it seems that, yes, this blindfold does seem to be a part of my apparel, this is not actually what I normally wear. This was somewhat rushed. I just grabbed what I could and what I had on me before the time to come from here, from, Nebulous was already up. I was going to see if I could go ahead and, I guess, give you a rough detailing of my wardrobe, at least, what I used to wear.
Absolutely, yes. Tell me whatever you want and I'll do it.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and get that sketched up for you, at least the detailings of my old wardrobe, and send it to you. Is it alright if I put it in your mailbox?
Of course.
Also, odd place to put your mailbox. I don't know if that's...
I did not put that there.
Okay.
I don't know how that got there. I don't know who put that there.
Good,
It just-
because...
Just arrived there. I do not know where it came from.
I was about to say, Deli also had a mysterious person putting a mailbox at her place too, so there seems to just be somebody putting mailboxes for people. That's a
might
fun
be
little thing on
Oru.
the side. That makes sense. That makes perfect
But yeah,
sense.
I just kind of
actually.
woke up and there was a fucking mailbox. I was like, oh, my gosh, there's a mailbox.
I was going to hand you the talking stone myself, but it seemed like just, the mailbox was there, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to just lay it out.
Right.
Right, yes, I'd appreciate that much, considering that at this point, this blindfold can only hold so much retention. Next question. Would it be okay if I magically enchant those clothing?
Well, if you don't destroy them, of course. It's once I make them
Okay.
for you, they're yours, not mine anymore.
Thank you. I appreciate it much. It just helps with my daily runs to have some enchantments here and there.
Of course, that's so understandable.
Okay. Right. And I think that was all the questions that I had, actually. Let me see. Questions, service feelings. Oh, right. I have to, readjust this one. Is being courted by Tenebrous. Alright. Well,
Oh gosh.
Listen, I like to keep track of all the information, and
Of
if
everything, you have to keep track of that?
well, understanding who's romantically inclined with who does have its benefits.
I am not romantically inclined with that thing.
No,
Oh
that's
my
why I
gosh, have you
put
seen how
them
dirty
for
that fucking
you.
trench coat is? Oh.
I think, I think when they phase into the ground, they pull some of the dirt up with them. That's my theory.
Likely, and it's nasty. But you did say that you were keeping track of who is romantically involved with other people. Who else is romantically involved with someone else? I'm interested in hearing.
Let's see. There does seem to be going on, at least when I had spoken to them, something with Winter and Construct. What the implications of that are, I do not know. I've only talked to Winter, and that is much as I've gotten out of them.
That's awkward. Huh.
What?
I fully thought Construct and Kieran were a thing.
I did have that also here on my notes. Actually, it's
I thought they were
question
together. Oh my god, is there a side plot happening? Oh my gosh.
We could have a side piece situation on our hands here.
The drama is crazy. And if you get any more updates on that, keep me updated. I want the drama.
I've never
love that
felt
stuff.
as comfortable and open to talk with anybody as of late, except for you, Ho. I truly
Really?
appreciate it. Yes. I mean, again, you have to, I guess, get a bit perspective of where I come from. Chasmas have never been seen the sort of best of light, so I've mostly just been biting my tongue when it comes to a lot of things. I consider myself as a person who sits and listens before speaking. I like to create thoughts and have these moments of solid statements before anything else. And when you mix Umbra in there, well, it's just me biting my tongue the whole time and nodding, which
I see.
I think sometimes is a bit hard, but I've been over that for some time now. Truth be told, the stigmatism of Umbra and Chasma has never really fazed me much, not even in my younger years. So, however, I will say it has defined a few things, but not one to bug me much. Let's just say that much.
You're a very open-minded person.
I like to be.
That's
I like
refreshing.
to hope that maybe one day Umbra and Chasma could reunite once more and turn into the civilization we were once as Nebulous. That's always been something that I've kind of hoped
That's
for.
quite the dream.
Yes, you can even ask Deli how I tried to approach that dream the moment I tried to cross the border into Umbra. That was
You tried that.
interesting. Yes, I tried to enter, had the proper documents. However, just because, again, they were Chasma documents, they did not uphold an Umbra. And I thought maybe taking a step or two past the boundary line was fine, to show them that nothing happened. And then immediately I was met with the ground, looked up, and I saw this tall figure looming over me, which you know as Deli, or Dahlia. I will say, we did have some conversations. Long. A lot of back and forth. Some things were thrown. Definitely some things were thrown.
Oh dear.
But at the end of it, I had told her that what I wanted to do was bring the two cities together again. Now, this is something I share with only few, but I used to, and you can already see why Deli doesn't have the best outlook on me. I used to run a black market, an illegal market of sorts for magics and items. I used to run illegal trades between Umbra and Chasma under the guise of maybe perhaps we could understand each other's cultures and see that magic isn't so bad. That maybe there's beauty, even in the dark arts themselves. But like I said, I only had so much time before I came here, and I couldn't have that dream realized, and sometimes doing things that aren't right by the system, I'd like to say are worth it. But those are my aspirations, and they change, considering that we're losing our magic now, so we're here. Right. Sorry, I was on a tangent. What was I saying?
No, that's alright. You were talking about... I don't actually remember what we were talking about earlier, but that's interesting. Do you believe that you belong in Kazma? Or do you believe that you are more of an Umbran, but just born in the wrong place?
You want to hear my honest answer?
Sure.
I feel like I belong in Nebulous.
Of course.
And even as foolish and half-hearted as my ideals are, there is still one thing that stands in the way of all of that. And that's the gods. Despite if I could bring every citizen together to have some common ground with Umbras and Chasmas and stop the stigmatisms and bashing of one another, doesn't matter if we stand united. The gods will not see it that way.
No,
well,
they don't tend to.
What is one person to do then? Especially against a god. Right, sorry. I didn't mean to do a dig deep like that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We were talking about who was romantically inclined beforehand.
Right. No.
If you prefer to talk about all these deep, nebulous things rather than who's trying to kiss who, then that's fine. But your pick.
Right. I just go off into a few side rambles here and there, but right. So, no, I had noticed that there is a definitely strong connection with Kieran and Construct. Now, here's my theory. And now this is a bit out there. Trust me, I'm no novelist. I don't write romantical series like this, but this is just my theory. Is that perhaps Kieran and Construct had something. Oh. Did somebody die?
This is a grave. This grave is a constant reminder of how much pain I've. Ferdinand? Are you alright?
Are you alright? Hi. Depressed. They're a widow, I see.
Ferdinand, we're trying to have a very nice conversation. Stop venting. Ferdinand, stop venting. Oh my god.
Go back to your... Let's see if they have that. Oh, I see. I was gonna say, let's let them move freely. There they are. Alright, well...
Immediately go to grab a drink. Understandable.
Perfect.
Oh man.
Right.
So, what's your theory?
Right, my theory is that before we had come here to this realm, therein lied Kieran and Construct in some type of relationship. Maybe the waters were a bit rocky and decided to take a moment apart. Thus coming in with us and Winter. Once, Kieran had possibly seen that there was advances with, Winter and Construct, probably it started bubbling some emotions. And thus probably Kieran came back into the picture, talking to Construct more and seeing if maybe the break that they had between each other was a bad idea. This is just my theories, of course, but that's...
Oh my gosh, are we homewreckers?
I hope not. I hope we are not homewreckers. Oh. But
theory.
still.
I mean, Kieran tries to flirt with just about everyone, though. She was flirting with me pretty heavily when we met.
Oh? Well, then perhaps maybe that was a bit more. I mean, they do flirt with a lot. I mean, there is that whole also triad that's happened between Miles, Construct, and Kieran, which is another thing. Um, but again, I guess I could add to the fact that maybe, Construct was seen being closer with Winter than Kieran, seeing the opportunity that, well, hey, it seems like you can get close with the newcomer, so allow me to do the same. And then that's why they've possibly been flirting with us. I do not know them much, but maybe that stirs something else, and now they're talking more together now.
Perhaps. Oh my, the drama.
Listen, I am no writer of... Oh,
I just heard a scythe.
I heard a scythe come out.
Ferdinand, are you? Where did Ferdinand go?
Did they claim their lives?
What?
Huh.
Where did she go? Okay, I guess,
Well, yes,
anyways.
Right.
went to go join her husband. Okay.
I see. Perfect. I guess the Grim Reaper finally claimed another soul.
I that just happened right in this building, I think. Right behind me, there was the Grim Reaper.
Oh. Well, right, the Grim Reaper. Yes. Though again, these are, like I said, my theories. I am no romantic novelist or anything, just what I see and what I observe. That is all just simply what I have. I don't think there's anything else going on. Let me see. Hold on.
Well,
let
if
me
there's anything that's
switch.
happening, keep me updated.
I will.
I love the
will.
gossip, I'm telling you. I'm a little bit of a gossip. Just a little bit.
Trust me, I enjoy some of these things. Especially... No. Well, No, right. Nothing with Delhi in the romantic section. Nothing with Oru.
Good.
Let me see.
No one touches
Who
Delhi.
else?
Nobody. I object.
No. You object?
I object.
Would you like me to write Delhi out of the romantic category?
Yeah, she's unavailable. I have claimed her. She is unavailable.
Got it. Let me just go ahead and write that. Unavailable, requested by Hugh. Alright.
Unavailable. If anyone tries to get with Delhi, say no. Well, I said no. Unavailable.
Oh, that's right. Or nothing. Soul, I don't believe they engage in anything romantical. They seem like more of a free spirit. I don't have them here, so. Let's see. Then, I've only talked to them once. I think they're more romantically inclined with their work than they are anybody else. So, Other than that, no other romantical flings or small
I see. If you
side
find out anything
going-ons.
else, you know who to come to.
Yes. I'll also keep you updated if anything happens with Dahlia.
Yes.
Right.
Well, if I come
guess
across
we
anything,
can-
I'll let you know as well then, if we have this little deal going on now. Little gossip
Sounds
pals
like
now.
Oh, absolutely. I don't mind meeting here
Perfect.
regularly. Right. So, I guess going back to the beginning, I guess my turn now because I think I had all the questions and side things out of the way. Grew up in Chasma, sometime after the divide. Was raised by both my mother and father. I had what seemed like a normal life. Nothing out of the ordinary. Raised, taught magic. But I think along the lines I had started to grow, I guess, a fondness for the magic that was inclined. I remember my first instance was when they had given me a magic toy, which was a small, stuffed owl. And
That's kind
sure
of
enough,
cute.
well, Funny enough, that's my familiar, Archimedes. I've kept him since I was a child, actually. Um, Not this one, of course,
Yeah, I was
but
wondering. I was like,
no, not that one. Trust me, it looks like a real owl, but you could definitely tell the difference when you see its button eyes.
ah,
Right. It was a simple magic toy, any beginner magic user's toy, where you imbue it with magic and it comes alive. From then out, I've kind of kept Archimedes with me, and they've been at my side ever since. From there, I've studied magic and kind of just grew with it. Oh, right. I never explained to you exactly what my magic is, did
no, I
I?
don't believe so. I would love to hear about it.
Well, it's an interesting one. I don't. I think the only other person that's heard it is Construct. Well, via the checkup. So, I guess the way that I have labeled it is magic masteries, in a sense. It basically anything that is not. How would you say? Anything that is not gifted to you at birth, like from your origins or hereditary. No matter how hard I study, no matter how hard I try and research, I cannot replicate those. However, if it's magic that's been casted, magic that's been created, magic that's been imbued, anything that has a fundamental base that I can learn and study, I can replicate that magic. Now,
Right.
this has a variety of aspects, as it's not just simple copy magic, it's more of, it's understanding that magic and replicating it in my own way, which I guess is kind of copying, but it's hard to say because it's the sense of feeling it that's a bit different. Like if you were to cast a spell, right? Let's just say some simple fire magic, and I was able to cast my own fire magic. It would obviously be different. It has its own tune to it, its own wavelength, its way that it flows throughout the space, correct?
Yes.
That's the same that happens for me. However, I will say that a lot of people have seen this as somewhat a bit not well received, because to some people you could say that I'm stealing their magic, but it's more than just that. It's me having to understand your magic. It's me having to learn and study and practice. I can't just simply see off of a whim and just copy or replicate your magic. It's something that takes hours of dedication and understanding. Thus, my magic mastery is sort of the source of my magic. If there's a spell that you probably could give me, I could replicate it with probably a few days or so. Depends on the magic, the type, and, well, any other elements that are added
I
into
see. That's really interesting.
it. I always felt a bit different when it came to that. Especially growing up. As a kid, it was a bit harsh, but I got over it. Like I said, being known as a magic caster that can steal magic isn't the best reputation, especially as a
No.
kid. But I believe it has to do with who I am, which, again, have you ever heard of a species called Norvillian?
Um, no, I don't believe I'm familiar. No.
Well, that's fine, because it is an ancient species. In fact, it is a dying one. I believe there's not many of them around, at least from what I remember in Chasma.
Are you one of them?
I happen to so be a Norvillian. Um, what this means for me, I don't know exactly. It seems like, just like the mother dragon in the end, not much information was kept about my species. The only thing that I've managed to gather was that our ancestors, some time ago, when banished to Chasma, felt comfort and, I guess, a sense of safety within the core of the end. And being in contact had given them a sort of blessing? Maybe a curse. I could not tell you, but it had gained them something to not be like other species out there. And it's just interesting because as someone who knows a lot or seems to be very knowledgeable out of things, the one thing I seem to be lacking is the knowledge about myself and who I am. It's a bit ironic, I guess you could say.
I suppose, but I wouldn't consider that a bad thing. When you don't know a lot about yourself, it leaves a lot of room for improvement. You get to choose what you want to do, how you want to develop yourself, you know? If you know less about yourself, it gives you more options. Lets you make up new stories about yourself rather than conforming to the ones you feel like you have to have experienced.
I guess you are right. You do have a point there.
Aren't I?
Who am I to argue with a dragon?
Oh, please, you're still allowed to argue with me.
I think just when it comes down to it all, I just would like to know where I came from, what my species is, at least having that knowledge to know my ancestry. But, like I said, that knowledge is not really available. Even in any kind of old structures and any articles or archives and anything that I've scoured my lifetime in the end, I couldn't find so much as a scrap. Mostly just some of the tales that my mother and father had spoken of. And even then, there was one other Norvillian that I had come across, but I haven't spoken to her in some time. Still, it's an interesting thing. And hopefully, maybe in this new world, I can see more about it. After all, I did talk to Fen, and they did say that there are some articles about our realm hidden away here somewhere, so...
You'll just have to find them then.
Absolutely.
Search through the library for them.
Yes, and in duplicate, I will say I have been the reason why there have been so many missing checked out books. Have you ever come across one interesting book? The perfect recipe for a sugar mommy. So.
Oh.
Yes.
Would you like to enlighten me on what the recipe for a sugar mommy would be?
It said 1 female villager egg.
What?
I don't know either. I've scoured many through temples and cities to see if I could find one, but it seems I cannot find the perfect sugar mommy.
Are you interested in making the perfect sugar mommy?
I mean, I have the book. Might as well see it out, no?
Are you wanting a sugar mommy, Syrus?
Not for me particularly, but if somebody were to want a sugar mommy, one would be readily available, is what I'm saying.
Right. Are you the sugar mommy dealer now?
Oh god, out of character, I don't want to be a pimp.
I think one of the spirits would like one.
Alright, tell them to give me some time and I'll procure the perfect sugar mommy.
Perfect. I don't know how well that would work with a spirit.
Well,
I mean, you aren't entirely saying that you wouldn't want one. You're saying that you have it for other people. Do you want one or not?
you know, I think we all, in our hearts, desire a sugar mommy or two.
Not really, but you know, sure. I'll take a sugar anything.
I'll take a sugar anything.
Sugar anything, I'm telling you.
Sugar anything. Oh,
I'm not
God.
picky.
Oh,
I simply want people to bring me materials.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh, would you... Sorry.
What? What
You
happened?
happen to be my main supplier of materials. Would
Oh.
that make you?
I see the
Cyrus?
the sugar daddy title has been acquired.
Are you my sugar daddy?
Oh, well, when you see stripped birch logs, just know the answer is yes. Oh my god.
I didn't realize that when you talked about having a black market, I didn't think this would be what you're trading.
Yes, of course. Did you not know? Deli wanted to absolutely outcast Sugar anything.
Unbelievable.
She would not let me sell a single sugar something in Umbra. How dare?
Oh my gosh.
But listen, with things on the rise, the market may come back up again, and we may have a supply of sugar mommies or daddies.
With things on the rise.
Yes, the Syrus tax. Anyways,
What?
huh?
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 I don't believe we have taxes here.
Not yet.
Cyrus,
So, yes.
what do you mean not yet?
Oh, I've talked to Fen about the economy, with our currency system, putting in things and maybe probably establishing a tax or two.
Why? For why would you do this?
Listen, I believe that the money could be used in times of need if something happens specifically to the kingdom.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, I have the best outlook for everyone considering here, and hey, wouldn't it be better if I was enclosed on the taxes? Considering I am part of the group.
Why? Why? Out
Listen.
of everything, why taxes?
Taxes could be put to good use, probably a better foundation for your tailor shop, more clothing, more dyes,
Does that imply
more...
that you're on sale? The Syrus tax.
Yes.
Oh.
Then again, I will say this. I still have to talk to Fen, so we'll see how that goes.
I was going to ask how much, but I'll save that question for later then.
How much you got?
Well, there's a lot of me to go around. Is that enough?
All right, let's start off with 5%. How about that?
Only 5%.
Oh, right, sorry. How modest of me. We'll go to 20%.
Right, there we go. I'm quite the treasure. Come on.
You're
5%
right,
is
exactly.
nothing.
You know what? I know someone out there, Deli, would hate this, but I'll take a tax from you of 95%. How about that?
95%?
There's still a 5% left for whoever needs you. I think that's fair.
Right. Okay.
Right. What were we talking about again? Exactly.
You were talking about yourself.
Yes.
Your
And then
origins. And then we backtracked and now we've and now we've decided things.
Right. So, that brings me into, of course, what had happened after some time studying my magic and understanding it at a fundamental level. I tried to see what the next cause of this divide was in bringing the cities together. While I went through a lot of proper channels and a lot of going back and forth, I thought that a market would be best. However, then came into the problem of knowing that, again, illegal trades through cities is very, very bad. However, I still even managed to do some sales. regards into I had plenty of customers in Umbra and plenty of customers in Chasma. In fact, it's very funny to consider that how, and again, I guess more for Oru or any other Umbra, there are a lot of items that are readily available from Chasma to Umbra. So this brings me back to a few things. One, I don't believe there should be a stigmatism now that if something bad happens in the term of curses or void or dark magic is solely on Chasma, as now some of the Umbra residents have access to some of these tools. But then again, some people like pointing fingers in the other direction instead of their own. In regards to all of that, that's when I decided to finally make it a bit more public and decide to go into Umbra. Not in the back alleys, but in the main streets to make a very decent market, not a black one. And again, got stopped, thrown to the ground, and apprehended, and then talked to Deli.
Oh dear.
And then from there, we made an agreement. After we had made that agreement, she said I was free to roam Umbra. However, if I was to ever raise any problems or cause any kind of disruption to her city or citizens, anything that is to befall me is solely on my own proceedings. So I take full fault, and I was perfectly fine with that. But
That
again,
is fair, yes.
I couldn't have established a proper shop in time because I had been notified about what had happened about our magic missing and decided to sign up and through my own application be accepted into this small group to come here to Nocturin. And I think that is most of it. That's how I arrived here. I don't think there's much else. If you have any questions, I'm more than open to talk about them.
That's quite the story you have there.
It is one of a lot of ups and downs. I will say much of, but
And a lot of getting toppled.
yes. I'm sure you've noticed I'm not the most physically inclined. Even Construct themselves have, I guess you could say, stuck me to a regiment of daily exercise and eating proper meals. Which I understand is something you should be doing regularly, but for me, it was more of, I have research to be done, and I think this is more important than a regular diet. So that goes unsaid. However, I will say, a bit to my own prowess, I do have very good endurance. I do travel a lot, and can keep well in stride when it comes to at least walking or taking hikes.
I did notice you tend to walk very fast.
Right.
Look at endurance, you say.
Oh, absolutely. I could run marathons, in fact.
Oh, I see. So you'd be able to keep up with me.
Oh, I'd like to say I could keep up with the dragon.
I'll see about that one. Gotta put you to the test.
Oh, I love tests. Throw 'em my way. I'll assure you, I'll do my best to make my good marks.
Wonderful. We'll see about that when I have the time to get your measurements in for that. For the request that you were wanting.
Oh, right, yes.
Yes. I'll have to take your measurements. I hope you don't mind.
I'm more than fine. Don't worry. Whenever you need me, just call me in and I'll be there at the shop.
Wonderful.
I will say that at this point, you know of the gods, correct?
Of course I do.
I guess you could say, in a sense, I am an patron to a few of them.
Which ones?
Well, at least none here yet, I will say that much. But in terms of the gods, I did manage to study under the gods back in Chasma. As for the gods that I had sought after, it's what gave me, I guess you could say, an epiphany for the markets. But the first god that I had studied under was back in Chasma, which was Sorin. He was the god of knowledge and observation. He was the most prevalent of the gods, as I had seeked some kind of information, some kind of enlightenment of sorts. And then through contact, actually, he had reached out to me and said to continue my journey, to seek of other gods and seek knowledge and understand more of the world. So from there, I went to Ronan, the deity of strength and bravery, and Sarah right after, deity of song. Those two gods were not as prevalent. I mostly felt them through feeling more than being outright talked or spoken to them. And what they had given me, I'm not too sure. It is up in the air, but I know I had received a blessing from Sorin strictly. From there, I tried to reach out to Umbra and talk to one of the gods, but again, this had happened. And so I had to abandon everything I've done and come here. I thought it would be in our best interest to understand the gods of this realm first. In my rationing, in the sense that I try to see this, is we're trying to find what source or what thing is taking the magic away from our realm. Magic hasn't been taken away from here, which is odd considering the research and things that we've done, pointing everything here to this realm, specifically this area. And what better people to know of what's going on in the world, especially magic, besides the gods? However, I haven't had much reception, I guess you could say. I've spoken to at least 4 out of the 5 leaders about their gods, with Kieran, Construct, Fen, and also, well, Miles. Their gods are different. And I know that makes sense, considering this isn't, our realm. But they're very hard reached, it seems. It seems there's certain parameters or ways that you would have to even try and get some sort of audience with this god. Not even an audience, just recognition. At least from what I've known about Miles reaching out to Lux, they've been having troubles of their own. Me, myself, I've gone to the temple, been able to reach my gods perfectly fine, but theirs are another story. Their gods are a bit oddities, I'd have to say.
Oddities? What do you mean?
They seem very independent. At least from what I've gathered. I understand that there's Lux, who's sun and light. Lena, who is moon and shadow. You'd think that go hand in hand. But it seems like the way that the gods present themselves, that they're very standoffish, from what I've gathered. Versus back in our realm, like I said, my god, Sorin, had known of the other gods. Of Ronan, Sarah, Thorn, Lucien, Draven, Callista, right? But the gods here seem to keep in their own bubble, which is odd. I find that odd.
I see.
Trait for a god, right?
Incredibly so. That is peculiar. Fucking. That is weird. There we go. I gotta stop using fancy language.
Don't worry, I'm surprised I've been able to make it this far. Right. But that's my train of thought, at least. I'd say that for the most part, if I do get in contact with the gods, I think that's our first step. Not the mystery ghost man that we've been trying to chase about the portal, but understanding the gods here and knowing what they know. Because if they have aspects of this world, then they have to know exactly what's going on with this absence of magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just my theory and where I've led in the investigation. I think that's about it. Right, were there any questions you wanted to ask me? Sorry, I got sidetracked about our main objective for coming here again.
You tend to do that a lot.
Yeah, there's just
That's fine.
so many things to talk about. I feel like...
Absolutely. Well, that is our main... Well, it's okay to get sidetracked on that, I would say. I mean, it's our main goal of why we're here.
Oh, we are still looking for 6 people, in fact, actually, so...
6?
Yes, out of the 18 group that we've procured, we
Didn't
came here with
realize
8.
that there was... I didn't realize that we were missing that many.
Yes. I mean, I know Deli said that we're missing half of our group. And... damn my bitten tongue, sorry. I am holding hope that at least the Chasma leader is still out there. And once we find him, perhaps all these allegations of him being behind the disruption of the portal can go away.
I'm sure you're hoping for the most peaceful outcome.
Yes. You have Deli. You Umbrans have Deli. We had our leader. And I do not believe in my own heart, in my own experience even, that our leader would do this. In fact, that's how I've gotten so close to knowing him. His love of magic is just almost as comparable as mine. So why would he do something to sabotage us from helping out the source of taking it away all? It just doesn't make sense. It's not factual, but even that stigmatism still doesn't leave, despite being here in a new realm about us.
No, I suppose it wouldn't. People are stubborn, and there's nothing you can really change about that.
But yes, 6 people. We've gathered 2 more out of the 8, so it's 10, 6 more. And I'm hoping that the next person we find is my leader. But
Right. That
we'll
would be
see
a good
when that
idea.
day comes. Yeah. Yeah. Aside from that, was there any questions you wanted to ask about me? Sorry, I didn't know if I cut off.
No, you're fine. I suppose, what is it like having a familiar? You just mentioned that you had an owl.
Oh, right. Archimedes, well, before I had made them a familiar, again, I said they were just merely a toy. For me, it was more of having a companion until one day I learned that I could project myself through Archimedes. However, it wasn't so much as I was overtaking a toy. It was so much as I was overtaking a companion. I don't know if over the time the magic that I imbued within Archimedes had grown its own life and its own substance, but there are times where Archimedes acts on their own, of their own accord. Having a familiar is, I guess, like having a lifelong partner, a brother, or a sister or sibling. I was, for the most part, an only child, so to me Archimedes was second best to having a brother. But a familiar is the technical term, but I'd never seen them as that. I always do my best to refer to them as Archimedes. But having one is definitely something. Keeping track of them along with yourself is interesting. In fact,
Right. Give me one moment. I think I might have just broken my audio. I can't hear anything. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Give me 1 second. Ah! What did I do? Oh. Oh. Hello? Ah! Oh, gosh.
Hello?
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 Hello, I hear you!
Yay!
Okay. I was fucking with something and I broke my audio.
Oh no, dude, what the hell?
I don't know.
Oh no. Is everything
Okay.
good?
Yes, I think everything's fixed now. Yes. Okay, keep talking. I'm
Nice.
so sorry.
Nice.
So sorry.
No, you're fine. But yes, no, keeping, like I said, Archimedes as a companion more than a familiar is more in tune with what I do. But yes, I'm pretty sure, and trust me, I've had to answer a few people about this. Why keep the blindfold? Well, I'd like to say, when you're trying to look through your familiar, it's a bit hard. Actually, give me one moment. I'm gonna try and readjust them.
Right.
Right, sorry, Archimedes was eating a rat.
Oh dear, Archimedes, no.
So, when one
What's
has a
this fucking
familiar,
owl doing in here? My gosh.
I don't know. I do not know what the owl is doing in the tavern. That is something that is very odd. I've never seen them here before. Right. So the one thing that comes with familiars is being able to project yourself through them. This being sight, which is one of the things that I've done to attune to Archimedes very well. In fact, most of my youth, I've blinded myself, not with like just regular cloth, not actually taking my eyes out of the equation.
Yes.
But I've mostly trained so that way I can not only articulate my own body, but also in full control of Archimedes as well. Because at the beginning, again, having two visions and two bodies is a lot to process, but it's kind of become second nature to me at this point, where I can look through Archimedes' eyes if need be, and if the situation ever comes or arises where they're not near me, then I could use my own senses. At this point, it's nice to have something that you can comfortably rely on. It's been always, I guess, a blessing in a way to have Archimedes at my side since I was very young.
Are you able to have more than one familiar?
Yes, I am. But the strain on that gets a bit hard, as again, when you have familiars that extend more than twice, again, you're taking on their vision, you're taking on their body, their form, and it's very articulating. I think the limit that I've gone up to is 7 familiars at
Wow.
once. But even then, so I am very stationary when it comes to articulating that many familiars. So
Yes,
I don't
would
leave
seem
myself
so.
in the best position to, be open to the elements, I guess you could say.
No, I was just wondering about that. Because
I mean,
would I be able to be a familiar? I think about it, I'm like,
you possibly could categorize as a familiar, actually.
I'm thinking about that, and that is such an interesting idea to me.
So, the way that familiars are is there's 3 different types of familiars. Either of natural causes, right? So you have, birds, you have owls, you have reptiles, rodents of every kind and stuff like that. You have any kind of naturistic kind of familiar. One that is, I guess you could say, naturally magic based, right? Then you have two of the other ones, which one is constructed. This familiar takes from resources around you, be it the earth itself, metal, wood, whatever you have around you at your disposal, and construct it. Most of these, I'm sure you're familiar, are golems of those kind of constructs. The third one, that's a bit tricky. Those are the sense of creatures that have more sentient nature to them. So those would be categorized as, griffins, cockatrices. Those are more than your regular animals. Those are animals that have somewhat sentience and more of a complex magic to them. I believe you would fall in that category. Since your magic is very dragon, which is very naturalistic based, we could possibly have a sense of a familiarity in that sense.
That's
I think
so
you could
interesting. Though I don't know how I feel about someone controlling me like that, though. Not again.
Well, I will say you still have your own movements. Like I said with Archimedes, they are their own being. Though, trust me, I'm pretty sure I would not want to put my ill will in your graces by trying to control your body. So, it's definitely a thing of a link. It's like almost having a tether between that person. So even if you could sense things around you and I could use you as a proxy, you could vice versa do the same to me. That's how it works. A familiar is a companionship, but some people tend not to do it as such. Some people tend to use it as a dominating kind of relationship where one does the bidding of another and the other one's not allowed such privilege, I guess you could say.
I see.
Though I don't believe that's the way magic should be intended or used.
No, I don't believe so either.
But if you ever find yourself interested, we could try a familiar ritual, if so be it. I will say you have nothing to worry about. There is also a way to unbind it, so if worse comes to worse, we could break the unbinding.
That'd be an interesting experiment. I would have to get to know you a little better first, though.
Yes, I'm sure many outings would take some time to make the ritual a lot more smoothly.
Many. It's not like myself to give up part of my autonomy to someone else, even if I get the same in return.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Not the greatest feeling, but...
No, yes. Trust me.
Would make an interesting experiment.
I think it'd be very nice. I mean, be a way to keep a tether between the both of us and have things relayed. So maybe you could experience some of the romanticism happening around here through firsthand through my eyes.
I could.
Would be a great way to tune you in.
That would be. We could share gossip even easier.
Exactly. Well, I think that was it. Is there anything else?
No, not in particular. No, I don't believe I have any more questions.
All right. Well, I've been holding on to this last question for a while. As seeing as this may wrap up.
Yes.
May I inquire one of your scales? Is
What?
that a no?
What?
Yes, one of your scales.
Huh?
Yes. Wait, is this a courting thing? If not, then I don't want to do it. I'm sorry. Was this a part of something of a courtship. If so, I will not take the scale. I'm sorry.
It depends what you want to use it for.
Well, if I were to be honest, it's just to get to know you more. Is everything okay?
What? Do you know what? Why not?
Oh, really?
What do I have to lose?
I assure you, I will take pristine care of it. You have nothing to worry about.
How did I get myself into this position?
Oh, listen, like I said, an opportunity like this only comes by once in a lifetime, so I thought maybe perhaps being able to better understand you or better learn the magics that you carry, it's just phenomenal.
Right, okay. Well then if I just...
Oh, you alright?
Yes, it hurts a bit, but not much.
I'm sorry
there you
again for
go.
this big ask.
Well, to answer your question, yes, it's a courting thing. You enjoy that.
Okay. I see. Well, I will take care of...
You better keep good care of that and hold on to it then.
Trust me. I assure you, it will be in the prestigious condition that it's already been. I appreciate this a lot, Will.
Of course.
Well, it's been a day.
Certainly.
Would you like me to walk you back to the tailor shop, or would you be fine on your own?
No, I wouldn't mind being walked back.
Right, then let's make our way back before...
Right.
Oh, right.
Oop, and it is nighttime. How long were we in there for?
Quite a
Oh
while.
my gosh!
What happened?
It's Ferdinand!
Oh, no.
Oh my god, I think she might have...
It seems the Grim Reaper is among us.
Oh my gosh, she really... When she was
Well-
talking about her dead husband, it didn't... Okay.
She's in a better place. She's with him now.
I suppose. Okay.
Right, we should head back before we
Yes.
come across the Grim Reaper himself.
Perhaps.
Oh, we going the right way?
I don't know. Oh,
I think it's this way.
okay. My bad, I'm just being attacked right now.
No, you're fine.
I still don't know my way around the city. Honestly.
No, no. Some of the pathways are a bit obtuse.
I tend to fly rather than walk, so I don't really know it by foot.
That's fair. That is fair. Well, at least I hope this took you a moment of relaxation away from constructing the
Yes,
tailor shop.
It was nice, I will say. Your company is enjoyed.
I'm glad. I hope I wasn't as, I guess you could say, very saturated as Tenebrous was.
No,
Oh,
I don't
right.
think anyone will be able to beat Tenebrous on that.
Right, that is true. Well, I think you'll make yourself the way up there, correct?
Yes, I will.
Well, like I said, well, it's been an honor and I appreciate everything that you've done here tonight. Um, I look forward to our second outing. I think it'd be nice.
Yes. It was very nice today. Thank you for taking me out.
Of course, I'd be honored to do it again.
Well, I'll hold you to that then. Write me a
Well,
letter and we'll see what we can do.
right. I'll keep in touch, and you take care. Try not to, kill yourself too much with your work, I guess.
Oh, we'll see.
We will, no worries. Alright, you have a wonderful night now.
You as well. Damn! Oh! Okay. Well, that happened. That... Whew. I am not smitten. Oh yeah, no, the mysterious. You know how I get about the mysterious type. Okay, no, calm down. Huh. I did give him a scale because he asked for it. Who am I to refuse? Well, if he's trying to court me, then I'm not opposed to it. But I'm not easy to get. I'm just simply not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it. People can try all they want. All they want, I'm telling you. Oh. What's... Oh, shut up. You don't know anything about love. Can Dolly have a scale? I mean, if Dolly wants a scale, I'll give her one. All she has to do is ask. I'm not gonna go out of my way for that. But if she wants one, she can have one. I can't just be giving up scales to everybody, though. I mean, I could. No, I have some standards. Some standards. Some standards. Oh my gosh. I would look so nude without scales. I'm not giving everyone my scales. I mean, they'll grow back eventually. I like my scales. But I'm not giving everybody a scale. Just people who ask for it. 'Cause I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to it. I'm just not easy to get. But they can think I am. My almost got very sidetracked in talking to Syrus about myself. I almost told him about, them, her, and, I have acquired many suitors in such a short time. 2, 3, 4? I guess. Which is incredible. I don't know how I've done this. I don't know how I've done it. I'm just very pretty, I guess. Very, very pretty. And that is okay. You know what? It gets me materials. And attention. So you know what? It's a win. It's a win. So... My gosh, did I actually sit there and call Syrus my sugar daddy? I guess I'm a sugar baby now. Oh my gosh, I've downgraded. Or upgraded. Is this an upgrade? Well, you know, it's nice not having to do things myself. It's nice. It's nice. Yeah. It's nice. It's fine. My gosh, why is that interesting? Nope, it's interesting. At least Syrus is very kind, very sweet. What a dreamer he is. I appreciate his dream of reuniting the two realms, but I don't know how realistic it is. I suppose it doesn't hurt to dream, but it's a little ambitious. Who am I to judge, though? I say as if I don't judge people all the time. Well, things have been discussed today is what I can concur, what I can conclude. I guess all I have now is to worry about that checkup. I don't want to do the checkup. No one can convince me to do it. Nobody. I'm telling you. Nobody. I should probably either get working or go back home. And not just sit here and pace when I'm going to get dizzy. Oh. That's so pretty. Well, when you phrase it like that, now it sounds a little bad. Listen, I only fed Tenebris my blood, and he claims that my very, very toxic blood is fine. So, you know, it's probably fine. For everybody else, probably not fine. For him, it's fine. Because, you know, when your blood is made of cinnabar, it's quite toxic to touch. No less drink. But I don't need a checkup for my blood. I just don't let people touch my blood. I don't bleed. And then the problem is solved. And I did pass out a scale, but I'm not sure what diseases could my scales carry. I don't have any diseases. No disease. Kinda late. Well, it was Tenebris. Tenebris cannot exactly be harmed by the toxicity of my blood, I suppose. But it's fine. It's fine. It's not like in the past few days I've, number one, fed my blood to a man and got him hooked on the taste of me. And number two, gave someone else a scale. This is totally normal, and Dahlia will not be mad at me about this. She will not be mad at me. Likely. Well, of course, I'm gonna tell her. It's no use keeping secrets from her. She's going to find out eventually, so there's no use keeping secrets from her. I just gotta figure out how to phrase it. Well, we're not together, so it should be fine. I'm allowed to have some independence, although... Oh, but I don't want to see her sad. Dahlia is so cute. I don't want to see her sad over me getting courted by, like, 2 people. Well, I'm not gonna phrase it like that. Actually, I might actually. Yes, hello, Dahlia. Practically half the town is smitten with me. Well, if I phrase it as everyone is smitten with me, rather than me flirting back, it could be okay. It could be okay. I think it'll be fine. Just don't be sad. She will not be sad. No sadness. None. None sadness. I don't want to see her sad. She's so cute. Okay. Well, I guess I should rest before my doctor's appointment. I suppose not. You spirits are typically right. You're older, wiser than I am. No, you've typically been right most of my life. Typically, especially when telling me I should have spent more time with her. Okay, I need to rest before I start getting sad again. Right. Because this is the music to get sad to, definitely. Well, I guess we'll just rest up until someone comes to bother me about that appointment. In which I will be telling them, no. I will wag my finger and I will shake my head. Because what are they going to do about it? What are they going to do about it? Nothing. I am literally a dragon. I will just topple them all over. I was about to end that sentence with just top them. Topple them, not top them. I could top them. I'm going to shut up now. So, I will take a little rest now. It's been a long day of yapping. Whip! Nay. Hey everyone! That was such fun lore! Oh my god! Oh my god! How... I love Woe so much. Woe got a bad... Oh my god. He's a little down bad. And he's refusing to admit it. Was rich and good? Lovely. It was very rich. There was a lot of things talked about. There was so much. It's what happens when you do lore with two yappers. I love code. We're both yappers. But yeah, that was such fun lore. Learning more about Huo. There's so much more to learn about Huo and this mysterious her and this mysterious them he speaks of. Ooh, mystery! Ooh. Mystery. Anyway, but that was so much fun. Oh my god, I love yapping. We rescheduled this lore like 2 or 3 fucking times, but it's finally done and I'm so pleased. I love lore. Lore is my fave. Code, if you happen to be watching stream, you are free to pop into the VC if you want to chat with me about lore and talk about how cool lore was, if you would like to, if you are still here. If not, I'm talking to nobody. Ah, my gosh, does Huo have it down bad. He's never going to admit it, but he has it down bad. This thing, he has it so down bad. Oh, I love him. I love him so much. He's my little guy. Oh, you might have noticed I have a new emotion for him. I'm slowly working on more emotions for him. Look how happy he is. You can't really see it, I don't think, but if I... Oh, that is... Yes, the little star pupils. If I take this and I zoom him in. Look at him! He's got little stars in his eyes. He's so amazed. He's so happy. Can I get him even more zoomed in? Whoa, right in your face. Look how happy this guy is. He's so joyous. His face fully flushes. Well, you gotta think about it. I talked about it a little bit, but his blood is genuinely cinnabar, which is very, very red. So when you take blushing, which is, you know, blood flowing to your face, and take that very, very red color, you are going to get very, very red. He's not that flustered, but he looks incredibly flustered. I love his little blushing. I need to make one of his fan snapping shot and him being a little angry little guy, but that is for later because I also have emotions to work on for some other character. His name starts with an A, ends with an N. Name might be Elton. I need to work on more emotions for him, but also I want more emotions for Huo. My attention is divided between my two sons.